We all know that stem cells are quite a controversial area of research, so this question is asking you to evaluate some of the advantages and disadvantages of therapeutic use of stem cells for 4 marks. The important thing is when you see any of these evaluates and advantage and disadvantage questions is to keep a balanced argument. So you need to make sure that you've got some advantages and some disadvantages, regardless of what your opinion is. And usually you should try and aim for the same number of both. For advantages, you could say that it can grow into any type of tissue, which is known as pluripotency. It's obviously very useful because you can use it for such a great variety of purposes. Leading on to that, we can use it to treat human diseases. We can accept any named condition such as paralysis, diabetes, and multiple sclerosis. It can be used in medical research, so you can talk about things such as bone marrow transplants in leukemia, lymphoma, and cancer. Large numbers can be grown, obviously, they can be cloned on a plate. They're not usually rejected, but that's only if they're produced by therapeutic cloning, so that means that they'd be specific to the patient. And they don't usually require immunosuppressants for that reason. Immunosuppressants are really quite horrible drugs that bring along a lot of side effects because people become a lot more susceptible to illness. They literally suppress the immune. So not having to put patients on that is a really big advantage. However, there are lots of disadvantages, for example, the expense, the ethical considerations, the long-term side effects. The transfer of viral infection is a really important aspect to think about. There's religious objections. People think that you're having to destroy life in the process. There's no guarantee of success with the treatment, and it's very difficult to perform. Some additional things you can accept is any given ethical consideration. For example, there's lots of people who think about what point is an embryo treated as a person? Is it ethical to destroy all of those embryos in the process? At what point can you distinguish between life and non-life? You can also talk about the things that people have objections when humans eat meat and plants, which have been modified by stem cells. So that's similar to sort of like gene therapy and genetic modification, GM crops.